Hey, what's up, you guys? Thank you for tuning in with Coach Kizzy. It was just Life Solutions. Okay, so we did discuss that we was gonna talk about trauma. So I'm gonna talk to you a little bit, and then we're gonna talk about what we already have went over before, right? So a lot of us in this world, trauma starts in the household when you're young, right? Trauma starts when the household when you're young. But as you grow up, you still hold on to it because you don't forget about it. You don't forget about it, but you go through life with trauma. You go through life with trauma. But how, as an adult, do we deal with trauma? How do we deal with trauma? We deal with trauma with some people deal with it with alcoholism. Some people deal with it with drugs. And I can't say the I don't know if people deal with it with sex or whatever. I don't know about that, but I'm just gonna say the drug and the alcoholism. So now I'm gonna give you a recap on the drugs that I experienced in my life. You know, like they say they say like, well, yeah, when my mom passed away, so I was like heavy on X pills, like X pills, coke, and that was it. Heavy on X pills and coke, and so me doing X pills, like we would do X. Well, just say me. I would do X pills. So it was like a lot of people probably didn't. You know, I was doing coke all at the. That's why I say life has been a journey, and you deal with these situations. I'm doing drugs. Some people turn to drugs. Some people turn to alcoholism. You know, turning into alcohol. But me personally, I was doing coke, and coke. We'll get to the other drugs and stuff. Did coke and X pills. So me doing coke, I did coke, and like if it was a club night, it's probably 15 X pills that I was taking. 15 X pills and a lot of coke, and just going out partying, having a good time. You know, and at the time, you know, that was I'm having fun. I'm having fun. I'm not dealing with pain. I'm not coping with this pain because this drug is blocking that pain. You understand what I'm saying? That drug was blocking that pain. So you go to the club, you have fun, you know, and then, with a lot of people, you don't want the pain to go. I mean, you don't want to deal with the pain, so you continue doing the drugs. You continue doing the drugs. So, um, I hid, like doing drugs for a long time, but it was just the point where I just said, "Oh well," and just started just doing drugs with people and family members, just for real. But you have to come to realization on that part where, well, now I know that you can't deal with your trauma under the influence. You have to have a clear mind. You have to have a clear mind to deal with trauma because that high go down. After that high go down, your pain is still there. So how can you cope with the pain and the drugs at the same time? You can't, because it's a blockage of the drug that's blocking this pain that we hold in. It's the drug that's holding it. But in order to release that pain, you have to let the drugs go. You have to let the drugs go, the alcohol go, and all that, to deal with the pain head on. And I didn't know that for a long time, but now that I'm older, I know that is you can't deal with pain, and you can't deal with your pain properly. Say it like that. You can't deal with your pain properly by doing a substance. You understand what I'm saying? So I try to Like twice I tried a Molly. It just have you up all night long. Tried a Molly. Never tried crack. Never tried that. Never, never. And I used to always say, I'm not supposed to put no glass in my mouth. That's why they say you never say never. But I never tried crack. I started doing methamphetamine. And the meth days, and that's what I just recovered from. Meth. Recovering meth addict. Okay. Yes, I am a recovering meth addict. So the journey of that, the journey of meth, it take you for a drive. It take you for a drive. And if you're not strong enough, if you don't have a mindset set, like you can control the drug and don't let the drug control you, that drug will have you doing things that you're not supposed to be doing. And I'm gonna tell you, that's the devil. When I say I walked in hell, I walked in hell. Anything you're under the influence, that's considered Satan, because Satan can creep up in and try to control whatever you got going on, whatever dreams, whatever goals, whatever ambitions that whatever you think you're doing, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. So me, my personal journey that has transformed transformed my life. How living without drugs has made my life so much better. For a long time, I turned to drugs as a way to cope with trauma. I thought they would provide an escape, a way to numb the pain and to forget my struggles. But in reality, the only they only deepened the issue and created a cycle of dependency that was hard to break. That was hard to break because I was just living. I was just living. And when you just living, when you just living, you just live. And you deal with all the heartaches and pains. And I know how, and I blocked it out. I blocked it out because the world can be so cold. The world can be so cold. It goes from just say the world. And when I was using drugs, I was trapped in, like, it's like a bubble that you in. It's like a bubble, your own world. Your own world. It's not a world, it's not a world where the outside world, you worried about the outside. You're not well, I wasn't worrying about the outside because I was under the influence of Satan. Mm, just say it like that. And that's the God's honest truth. I was under the influence of Satan and what Satan wanted me to do. I was able to face my emotions. I was able to face my emotions and confront the trauma that was hunting me. I thought I was finding relief, but I was only masking the symptoms of deeper problems. It wasn't until I made the decision to stop using drugs that I began to truly heal and deal with my pain. Things that's been going on for years. You understand what I'm saying? Being molested, just being a homosexual, period. I never understood that part. Like, why am I into men? I never understood that. And I know that just because I have got molested as a child, that doesn't mean that I had to go that way. But I knew I was gay at the age of 5. I knew I was gay at the age of 5. I used to hunch man pants You understand what I'm saying? I used to hunch man pants as a child. I knew I was gay, and so the by me getting molested at like about 8, 9, yeah, about 8, 9. So by me getting molested, it wasn't in my mind that I was getting molested. It was an enjoyment for me because I already knew I was gay at 5. So that's why I don't never tell nobody like, oh, I got molested or I did this, because I already knew I was gay at the age of 5. So when that person was playing with me in that way, I enjoyed it because I knew already. But that's trauma that you hold on to, and when it's a family member, like this shouldn't have been happening. You when you get older, when you get older, you start saying, this shouldn't have been happening. This shouldn't have been happening. And so they call like dealing with trauma. I can talk about it now. Like they call the Frank stick candy. Well, you talking like this, you ain't gonna get no candy tonight. They called it candy. I still remember. They called it candy. I'm not gonna go into details about what I did and what he did. I'm not gonna go into details, but um, just dealing with that, and then in and out of relationships and stuff like that, and things didn't work out. So that builds up trauma, and then it's a lot of more things that I had to deal with, but I just don't, like during school, it was, I was at some points I was popular at schools, and then, but it was still that behind my back it was, oh, he gay, or he gay, or I hear him say, are you gay, or you gay, that holds trauma. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care about what nobody think of me. I don't care about that. But at the end of the day, this is where trauma begins. And trauma begins with bullies. And you might not realize it or not, but people can bully you so much where you want to commit suicide. You want to just take your own life and make you feel like you don't want to be on this earth, or just jumping in and out of relationships where it don't work out and you feel like you want to take your own life. So you get on drugs, and them drugs make you feel like you're on top of the world. The drugs make you feel like you're powerful. The drugs make you feel like you're powerful. Like, I don't like shit. I'm high. I don't care what she said. For real. And you deal with the trauma on drugs. So choosing to be sober was not easy, but it was one of the best decisions I ever made. And I told you why, because I probably would have still been on it today. And that's the God's honest truth. Probably still would have been on it today. If I wouldn't have heard the voice of God, I probably would have still been on it today. But when I heard God's voice tell me, if you hit that again, you're gonna die. So you remember on Minister to Society, when a granddaddy told him, said, Cain, do you care whether if you live or die? Do you care if you rather live or die? And I think about that all the time. So I know that when God speaks to you, it's something about you that he's not pleased with. It's something that he's trying to get your attention. He's trying to get your attention. So I listen to it. This time I listen to it. I don't some he probably didn't talk to me before, but I was so distracted in the world. I was so distracted in the world, I wasn't worrying about his voice. I pray, even though I prayed, I wasn't worrying about his voice. And that's where you got to come to the realization and say to yourself, I wasn't worried about his voice. I wasn't, because I was of the world. I wasn't worried about his voice because I'm getting high. I'm having fun. Let me have my fun right now. But when I heard the voice of the Most High, and he spoke them words, I don't need them drugs to live. I don't need them drugs because that's what we depend on. We think we need them drugs to live. Or some people think they need alcohol to live. It's a thought. You got to reframe that thought. So I started to confront my trauma head on, seeking help from the Most High, who strengthens me. I started praying more, and then all these channel messages, stuff that I still don't understand, and all that stuff. I don't understand that stuff. But at the end of the day, I started listening to this stuff and people talking about witchcraft. I don't believe in voodoo. I don't believe in um, black magic. I don't believe in that stuff. And that's one thing that I never believed in. I know some people say it works on you, but I just know that it's a God, and a God is a protector. He's a healer. He's my savior. So I don't worry about that type of stuff. And if that type of stuff work, then that means there's no God. Mm. If that type of stuff work, then that means there's no God. And I trust in the Most High God before I trust in mankind or whatever somebody trying to do voodoo or uh, black magic, whatever it is. I know that there's a God. If he brought me through, if he done brought me 43 years of my life and all the crap I have done deal with, I know there is a God. So I learned that it's okay to feel the pain, and that facing it is a crucial part of the healing process. Instead of running away from my feelings, I began to embrace them, allow myself to grieve and grow. As I moved away from drugs, I discovered a newfound clarity and purpose in my life. I began to appreciate the little things I have in life, as in waking up in the morning, that God spared me another life. Like the beauty, like I don't even want to talk about that. So some of the stuff I just don't want. So my relationship with God has improved, because I seek Him first. I found the courage to tell my life story online to the world. To the world, I have, because usually I don't talk about my problems. I don't like to be in no spotlight. I don't like to be in the spotlight, and it might sound crazy, but I don't like to be in no spotlight. But now my story is my story, and my story is God's glory, and that's just how I feel. Because whatever I'm facing at this present time, I'm supposed to been dead long time ago. I'm supposed to been this long time ago. I'm supposed to been in jail a long time ago. But God spared my life. God spared my life. I supposed to been all this type of stuff. I supposed to been all this. I supposed to been in a mental hospital. I supposed to been somewhere else. I supposed to been everywhere else. I supposed to been lost my mind. I supposed to been crazy. I supposed to been this. But God spared my life. Understand? God spared my life through God's grace and mercy. He spared me another life instead of losing my mind. Had to be in a mental institute. Had to get a I had to be there, and somebody had to have power of attorney over me or something like that. No, I'm able to take care of myself. God spared me another life. And I just believe that I was here on this earth once upon a time in my life. That's what I feel. I feel like I was. Because I know that whatever I face in life, I can hold a lot. I can take a lot and never get angry about it with a smile on my face. I can take a lot. I can take a lot. It takes a lot for me to get angry unless I'm in a relationship. But if I'm in a relationship, I get angry. It's a difference, and that's the guys in the truth. If I'm in a relationship, I would get angry because I don't. I expect my person to do exactly what they say they're gonna do. I expect my person to do exactly what they say they're gonna do. If they say they're gonna love me properly, you're supposed to do that. If they say if I put my trust in you, then I need for me to be able to trust you. I want to be able to step outside the room where you're not flirting and where you're not doing this. So therefore, yeah, I will get crazy on that. Yeah, yeah. I ain't gonna lie about that. Yeah, I will go insane in the midbrain on that part because no, because if you come into my life and you say that you're supposed to be doing this and you're supposed to be doing that, we together, we this, then you start doing extra stuff. Yeah, that's what made me go crazy. That's what made me go crazy. But this little storm that I'm in, it ain't gonna make me go crazy because I can hold a lot. I can hold a lot. I can take a lot. I can take a lot. And that's the God's honest truth. It don't get me angry. It's just preparing me for the future. You understand? It's just preparing me for the future. But getting angry, no. If I was in a relationship, oh yeah, you're gonna see me arguing, fussing, and walking down the street, cussing you out and doing all kinds of stuff. Be ready to stab you. Everything. You understand what I'm saying? In a relationship, it's a different story. In a relationship, it's a different story. But this little storm, I told you, it's rain. Life without drugs have shaped no have opened doors I never thought was possible. By me coming on here and giving you my life story, I would never. I would never. Mm-mm. But I know my story will help somebody else to be comfortable within their skin to start saying, you know what, if that person is able to do that, why not? Life has been up. It's been ups and downs in everybody's life. It has been ups and downs in everybody's life. And if you can just speak your journey, it'll help somebody else to be able to embrace. Just like I was telling my sister best friend. It's like I was telling her, like she's been abused, as in, I don't know if she been molested before. I don't know about that. If she have been molested before, or even if she has been, I know that she says domestic violence. If you get on here and speak to the young ladies, you get on. You see what I don't care what I be looking like on here. It's not about what I look like. It's not about what I look like, what I got on. If I have to have diamonds on my, no, it's about the message. It's about the message to open people up, to get them to give them the courage to be able to speak out, and enjoy their journey. That's how you help people take care of their trauma, by you letting go of yours. That's how you do it. So where is it at? I don't know where I'm at. Oh, I do know where I'm at. So I know I have set new goals. I have set new goals for life. Set new goals for life, and I get different. It's different. I get different type of things all the time. Like, just come to my head, and it's just like, okay, well, you know what? You're gonna succeed that. But right now, I'm not doing anything. You know, I'm not doing anything. I have plenty of goals that set out a lot of stuff, a lot of things. But I'm not gonna do it because you know how people hacking into your computer, they get your ideals, they get your stuff, they get whatever. I only show just a little bit. I don't want to create stuff right now. I don't want to create stuff right now because people gonna get your ideals and take it and run with it. No, And then if I see something that I done created, because I done spoke it out before, and it just happens. It happens like that. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna close my mouth, and that's why I be quiet. Just close your mouth. Shut your big mouth. I know I talk a lot. Just shut your big mouth. Just shut your mouth sometimes. So yeah. So I found peace within myself. I found peace within myself. So I learned that true strength comes from vulnerability, and that healing is a journey, not a destination. Not a destination. You gotta seek the kingdom first. Okay. So I know I wasn't gonna talk about this, but I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this because I wasn't gonna get. So your journey, I don't even know because I put a whole lot of stuff together. I put a whole lot of stuff together, and if I say it over, we'll say it over. So, like when your journey of getting yourself in order and changing your mindset and everything. So, what we do when we face our journey and we start taking care of our trauma, we start healing ourselves. We start looking at other people's lives and stuff like that. We start looking at other people's lives like, okay, well, they done completed this and they done did this, and you know don't try to don't worry about anybody else's life, or they not already completed this, they not completed that, they not did this, now they done got money, they got this. That's what we look at. We were looking at, oh, they got money, they can spend their money, they can do this, we can do that. Don't worry about that, because what God said, so let the last be first and the first be last. Okay. So you got to remember that your journey is your own journey. On your own journey. Don't worry about nobody else's journey and how far they done came, or what they done got. If they done got a big house, or they done got a Beamer, they done got a Benz, they done got a Bentley. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. You listen to what God said. So let the last be first, and the first shall be last. So let me tell you, if you start using these scriptures and apply these scriptures to your life, don't even worry about nobody else's journey. Worry about your own journey. Worry about your own journey. I'm telling you, it'll shape who you are. It'll shape you as an individual. If you start using these scriptures to apply these scriptures to your life, then you wouldn't worry about that. Because just like how somebody can be first at the end of the day. At the end of the day, and uh, let them be first. Let them be first. Shape your own journey. Don't worry about their journey. Don't worry about how much money they can just go pull out some money, and that's why people get envy and start getting jealous about other people, because you worried about somebody else's journey. You can have the same journey. Have the same journey, but you can set your journey up to be different than somebody else's. You don't have to follow behind nobody. You can always create something and do something on your own. That's what I tell a lot of people. But a lot of people don't listen. A lot of people don't listen because they look at somebody else like, oh, look at their house. Oh, so what's called, got that big old house over there and stuff like that. And, they got that big old house. They got them cars over there. Don't worry about them cars. Don't worry about that house. Don't worry about because they got a man. Don't worry about because they got a girl. Don't worry about that. Your journey is your own journey. So I want to encourage you today about the importance of believing in yourself and not letting others hinder your journey towards your highest potential. Okay, I'm gonna leave you off with this. In life, we often encounter people who may doubt our abilities, or try to impose their limitation on us. Okay, so don't let anyone rob you out of your dreams, because people can rob you out of their dreams. Because you can go to somebody's house and they have a big old house and stuff like that, and they're gonna make you feel like, listen, they're gonna make you feel like the S word. They're gonna make you feel like the S word, where you feel like for you to start feeling in the inside that I'm not gonna be able to achieve this. That's what people do. because they want to be center of attention. These people would like to be a center of attention. When you see people got big houses, and not all people, I'm not going to say all people, because all people is not like that. But if you have somebody that's ghetto that just came out the hood, and they they ain't never had nothing in their life before, and they gonna make you feel less than yourself. You understand what I'm saying? They gonna make you feel less than yourself. That's just like if you have a homeboy, he rap good. You rap, but he rap good, and he get a label deal, he get a record deal. He gonna make you feel like less than yourself. He gonna move forward from you. He's not gonna be just down with you, be like, oh, I'm gonna put my boy on this and that. No, because a lot of people like to shine over people. When you start knowing that it don't take that. If we come together and make it together, listen, if we come together and make it together in this world, then it's plenty of money out there. We both can eat. That's how you have to set your mind. When you start setting your mind like that, you wouldn't be envious of nobody else. You wouldn't be jealous of nobody else, because you have to set your mind to whatever I want to do, I can do it. When you set your mind like that, you ain't gonna worry about nobody else. You ain't gonna be envious. You ain't gonna envy nobody. You ain't gonna be jealous of nobody. You ain't gonna worry about what somebody else have, because you can get the same thing. Okay. So always remember, you are the creator of your own future, your own destiny, your own self, and you hold the power to shape it. You have the power to shape your life the way that you need to shape your life. Can't nobody make you shape your life. That's why I say, don't be deceived. Don't be deceived. Corrupt character. Corrupt character what? Well, bad company corrupts good character. That's what it was. Bad company corrupts good character. So don't worry about somebody else's journey just because, oh, they rapping, or they got this music thing, or they got this car that you wish you want this car and all that stuff. You have to. I'm gonna tell you something. One thing you have to do, and this is the God's and truth, you have to learn to live without. You have to learn to live without. You have to learn to live without. Because if you're used to having these things, I was used to having a car. I'm used to having my own place. I'm used to having this. But you have to learn. You have to learn to live without. You have to learn to live without. And once you learn to live without these type of things, these materialistic type of things, you'll understand life. Just always remember, every great achiever once faced criticism like God did. Use that negativity to fuel to propel yourself forward. Surround yourself with those who uplift you, who encourage you and believe in your vision. Embrace your potential. Set some high goals. Work hard and remain resilient. The only limit that exit are the ones you accept. That the ones that sorry, my bad. The only limits that exist are the ones you accept. So rise high. Chase your dream, and never let anyone dim your light. Never let anyone dim your light. Never. And I'm gonna say never, because it's something that we always do. We let others dictate us, and they dim our light. They make us feel like we're not worthy enough to complete or to have things that they have, because they don't want you to get to that spot. Don't let nobody dim your light.